Hello, Larson, down in Georgia. I don't know why I pronounce it that way other than I can. Georgia. This is Matthew here at freeprescriptionlenses.com, and with the help of my GoPro camera and some allergy medicine, so I got my voice back, I'm going to show you how I cut prescription bifocal sunglasses for your Ray-Ban 2132 color 901L, which is the shiny black in the 55 eye size. Let's go ahead and get started, shall we? I'm going to unbox your brand new Ray-Bans. You got your Italian leather Ray-Ban case. You got your classic G15 lenses that come in there and your Ray-Ban cloth. Let me turn that around when I ship to you. This is exactly how Ray-Ban sends it to me, with a crooked sticker almost every time. They actually put a little plastic sleeve on the left temple. If they think it's a good idea to ship with one plastic sleeve, I'm going to take a second one and put it on the other side when I ship to you. So this is how we begin. I'm going to take a look at the original, and now I'm going to pop out your original lenses, set those on the counter, and I'm going to trace your Italian frame in my Italian Santinelli LE1000 patternless edger. It is now tracing the right lens, and that's going to pop over and trace the left lens here at freeprescriptionlenses.com, where everybody loves a bargain and no one is disappointed with quality. I've still got that in my voice. I can still say that. It's rare for me to be at a loss for words, but I was a little hoarse this week, so you can call me Pony. But I'll never be a little hoarse again, thanks to some good allergy medicine. Okay, this is the pull up the shape of your frame. I'm going to put in the pupillary distance and type in what type of lens this is, and this is being cut for not a rimless, not a metal frame, but a plastic frame. So let me go ahead and get started. This is your right lens in the classic dark gray that you had asked for. I'm going to put a block on this lens while it's cutting. So let me get an unused one. This is just a little double-sided adhesive sticker that I get from 3M. I'm going to put the black sticky side, that's where it's sticking to my finger, stick it to the block, pull off the little tape to make sticky on this side, and then I'm going to get everything lined up perfectly in the, make sure your optical center is dead center and not my crosshairs. Let's do the same thing for your left lens. Get everything lined up perfectly, put that in there, pull the sticker off, get this lined up. I'm sorry you can't see this, but this is just a little graph that shows me that everything is lined up perfect, and it is. So the next step is to put the lens into the edger and hit start. Now, the LMU is going to come down and trace the shape of your frame onto the lens to make sure it's large enough to cut out, and it should be, or else I'm in trouble. Okay, good, it's going to cut out. It's going to trace the concave side of your lens first, which is closest to your eyelashes. Then it's going to, these calipers will trace the thickness, and then it's going to trace the convex side of the lens. Don't know why it does it twice, but I guess it's just measuring thickness to make sure it'll cut out. This is just a routine step I can't override. The actual cutting wheel is this lighter color wheel on the left. That is like a heavy grit sandpaper that's going to grind away all the material. And this wheel in the center with the channel is actually going to put the bevel onto the lens. I will have to close the door to continue talking, but I want you to see your prescription lens touch the cutting wheel. And we're off to the races. So at your request, we're doing non-prescription at the top and a plus 150 bifocal in the bottom, which I'm not mistaken places you in the mid-40s. I know, because I'm 47 and I need a 175 bifocal. Can't live without them. I wear the same frame in the color 6053. Today I'm wearing the blue and crystal color. They just came out with a couple weeks ago. This whole process will take about 15 minutes. It is now 7:37, Friday, March 21st, and 66 degrees in my hometown of Durham, North Carolina, at least according to my Samsung Gear watch. So it's now putting the bevel onto the lens. It is the knife-like edge, so it stays inside the bevel of the frame. Okay, well, not really knife-like, more like dull oyster shell-like. In just a moment, this will stop, and I'm going to see if it will fit into the frame, which I doubt, quite honestly, that it will. But hey, there's no reason I can't be surprised every now and then. Now, your lens still has some rough edges around the edges, so I'm gonna, well, first let me dry this off so it's not slippery and I don't drop this while millions of people around the world are watching. Okay, 10, but it's still embarrassing when you drop a lens. So again, to remove the rough edges, I'm gonna go to my hand stone and put a bevel all the way around the lens. Dry this off, get any optical sawdust off. And now I'm going to see if it will fit inside your frame, which again, not to be skeptical, but I doubt that it will. I start by tucking it in at the outside corner first and using my thumbs, try and press down at the nose. It does not go in, so I'm going to take it down 1/10 of a millimeter, because you can always take more off of a lens. You can never add back onto it. So it's not going to go on the cutting wheel this time. It's just going to go onto the bevel wheel, where it's going to take 1/10 of a millimeter off your lens going all the way around. Now in the future, should you ever need other lenses, I can mail them right to your home and you can pop them right in. Now these lenses do have UV protection and a very good scratch coating. We know what the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays can do to your skin. Your eyes are 8 times more sensitive than your skin. So this is like permanent sunscreen for your eyes whenever you're outside. This will not fade over time. The UV, the tint may. It's just like a hot dye that I dip it into, like doing Easter eggs. So after a couple years it could fade. Just like my favorite blue shirts, if I wash them 50 times, they're just not as blue as the day I bought them. The sun is going to do the same thing to the dye in the lens, the tint. Of course, I have some curtains in my living room. One side of the living room, the curtains look brand new. The other side looks like they belonged to my grandmother years ago. The sun has just bleached the color right out of them. So again, back to the hand stone to put a safety bevel onto this lens, just to take off any rough edges. And now I'm going to tuck it in at the outside corner using my thumbs, press down at the nose. It's still got a little bit more give. The reason why I know that I was surprised for it to fit, the 55 has a deeper bevel than the 52 eye size that I wear. But I always start off a little larger than need be and then take it down. That's why it's going to take 15 minutes for this to cut out. Once I get the size of the right lens, I know what size to cut the left lens, but I always start off safe. It's better to err on the side of caution. Actually, it's better to err on the side of cheeseburgers, but I got to keep working. Cheeseburgers, French fries. That's that summertime food. Of course, we just had 2 ice storms in the past week, and now it's 66 degrees today. When I woke up and left for work this morning at 8 o'clock, actually at 7:30, it was 35 degrees. The high for today was 72. There was a 37-degree temperature swing. If you don't like the weather, wait a few minutes. But yeah, speaking of ice storms, you had one down in Georgia just a couple weeks ago that was just terrible. So I saw it on the news, one of the worst things ever. People sleeping in their cars on the highway. What is the world coming to in Georgia? Oh, excuse me, Georgia. Now, if you can't tell by my voice, of course I do have a little bit of a tickle. I do not have the southern accent, although I was raised here. Now, my wife has the southern accent, and that's how she would pronounce it. So, see, talking this much, I'm already starting to lose my voice again. So I tuck it in at the outside corner, and using my thumbs, press down at the nose. Snaps right in perfectly. So now let's go ahead and cut the left lens. Flip this over to the left, and hit start. While that's doing that, let me drink my last valuable bit of water. And grab a cough drop. Hang on. Come here, cough drop. I have this side of the bag turned so you don't know that I'm using Ludens, because that's a product endorsement which I would never do on video. Never. Actually, I bought 2 different brands to see which one I like best and the other brands at home. So, I'm stuck with this brand. Brand A. So this is the actual bevel wheel here in the center. This wheel on the right polishes the lens, but we won't be doing that with sunglasses. I only do that with the semi-rimless. Let me close the door because this will get loud. Larson, I appreciate you purchasing these from me. You could have purchased them from anyone, but you purchased them from the guy who gives you free prescription lenses. Well played, sir. Well played. So let me take this block off. It's no longer needed. This is my high-tech tool for removing the block. I'm going to pull the sticker off. Dry everything off again, and while the right lens is cutting, the left lens, I'm going to inspect the right. I have a graph that tells me that the line is lined up perfectly where it should be. If all goes well, the left will be matching. But of course it's going to go well. I'm a professional, been doing this for 15 years. I'm a licensed optician in the state of North Carolina, license number 1960, or as I like to go by, Secret Agent 1960. Excuse me, I'm a little under the weather now that spring's here and the allergies have kicked in. But the show must go on. I've been working 15-hour days, 7 days a week to get all the orders processed. I'm not complaining, I'm just stating matter-of-factly. But I want you to know how quickly I ship everything. I value everyone's purchases from me. I don't take any purchase lightly. And I know if I had made the purchase, I'd want it as soon as possible, so I'm getting it out the door as soon as possible. With a little bit of a show, so you get to see how your glasses are made. So I'm drying the lens off so I don't drop it. Just kidding, just kidding. All right, back to the safety wheel. Safety bevel on the handstone wheel. Use this to wipe all the sawdust off. Is it sawdust? Is it really a saw? It's more of a, well, I guess it is. Again, I'm going to start by tucking it in at the outside corner, and then with my thumbs at the nose, snap. Oh, snap. It goes in perfectly. Let me take this block off. There we go. Dry everything off again. I'm going to use my graph to make sure that everything lines up perfectly, and does it. It is perfect. I'm going to measure one more thing. The width of the bifocal, we're good there. The height of the bifocal, we're even better there. So Larson down in Georgia, and again, I'm sorry for saying that, but I fell in love with my wife because of her southern accent. One date with her, she started whispering in my ear, and I do believe I have the vapors. Well, hopefully you married a nice southern gal too. Nothing against the northern ones, but man, did I fall hard for my wife. So that is it. If anyone has any questions about marriage or anything else, that's my band. Email me at freeprescriptionlenses@gmail.com, or if you're at the website, just click on the Contact Me button, and the me is me. This me. So, Larson, again, I appreciate you purchasing from me. If I can be any more help, I'm only an email away, and hopefully you've got a chance to enjoy how your glasses are being made, and you can see how I bring that loving feeling back to glasses. Thank you.